I would like to start my lesson now with learning the basic mechanics of a fly cast. So we've got this fly rod, which is nothing more than a flexible lever, and we need to bend it. And so in order to do that, we have to execute what's called a back cast, which generates a loop behind us, and a forward cast, which generates a loop in front of us to deliver the fly to the target to hopefully land and release a fish. So let's start from the very basic. I'm going to take you through this step by step. We always begin the cast with the rod tip pointed at the fly line, and as the saying goes, if you're on water, give the rod tip a drink. So we always start here. Now, we are going to smoothly accelerate our casting arm and motion to an abrupt stop straight up. So we're going to move from here to here smoothly to an abrupt stop right there. Notice you can't see my face because the hand is in the way. So when we stop the back cast, there's where the hand should be. And if you notice where the rod, there should be no more than 2 fingers between the rod butt and the forearm. And this should be straight. It's a natural motion for us to come up and bend the wrist. We need to keep a firm wrist during the cast. So the back cast is start with rod tip down. After we get the slack removed from the fly, and I'll get into that later. Smoothly accelerate to abrupt stop straight up. Now, by doing that, we generate a loop in the fly line. Now, I'll talk about loops in the next segment. For now, when the rod stops and we bend it because of the line pulling against the rod tip, the rod can only do one thing by itself, and that's unbend. So when I stop it abruptly like that, the rod is going to unbend, and as it gets the rod straight positioned, the line is going faster than the rod tip, forming a loop. So now as that loop forms and unrolls behind us, we have to pause before we do our forward cast. So now when we stop the back cast, our hand and everything is right here. Forward cast is smoothly accelerate, stop the rod halfway down, which is right there. Forming the loop to deliver the fly to the target. Once that loop is formed and the rod is stopped, we let the rod tip and the rod follow a fly line back down to the water, or today it's going to be the grass.